Come on, Hal. Yeah. Staffers only, Hal.
Come on, Danielle, come on. No, I don't do audience participation.
That's going to be the opening of the video. You are good. You are so good.
I'm a mimic. I can mimic.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Where are you guys from?
North Carolina.
Okay. So the two of you are from North Carolina, and then
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay.
Wow, just as far as us.
Well, I am from upstate New York.
There you go.
I've been here since September, I think. I started as an intern, and I am now staff.
Nice.
So I've been here for a little while now. So.
Hi.
So this one is Glacier. We have 3 Australian dingoes. The other 2 boys. There's one napping back there.
Dude, these people's life expectancies are pretty damn wonderful.
Yeah, especially in captivity.
Yeah.
So these boys, their parents originally came from Australia. Their parents were sent over here to a home in Florida to participate in like a breeding program to kind of conserve said species.
Okay, so for a good reason.
Yeah, because they're not necessarily extinct, but they're definitely a species that
going out of style.
I'm not really sure if they're endangered, but
soon enough everything will be, dude.
Yeah, I know. So they came over here. They were living with a family in Florida due to, I believe, the people did end up getting a divorce, and the boys needed to find another home to go to. So they did come here, and I believe they were neutered, so they could no longer participate.
I was going to ask about that
conservation program. So dingoes actually, which I thought was incredible, is that they travel in packs up to 10. And they are actually like at the top of the food chain in Australia.
Nice.
And they're known to take down like red kangaroos.
Which is absolutely, these guys are big.
To me, that's incredible because they're not big boys, you know? Like they just kind of look like your normal dog. But
a German Shepherd could be bigger than this.
Oh yeah, like there's an immense amount of dog breeds that could very much be bigger than them. But that was the most insane fact to me to hear, is that they're at the top of the food chain in Australia, seeming as how kangaroos are very they're very large creatures. Glacier is our most social, as I'm sure you could probably tell.
Yeah.
I believe the boys are around 10. They don't look it, but
no, it's impressive. These 2013 dates over here.
They recently just got this expansion, actually. Like all those poles, there used to be a fence line there, and this past fall we expanded so that they'd have a bit more room to play around.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Glacier.
Oh, is that a she?
So the little fluffy one.
Wait, the little fluffy. No, well, I guess she's.
Little fluff ball. That is Kiara.
Kiara.
And then is this one. I know, I'm gonna stay over here. He's not a huge fan of me.
He's not.
Yeah, you never know why. They kind of pick and choose.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
He is one of those animals that experiences what is winter wolf syndrome.
What's
seasonal
that?
aggression. So usually in the fall winter time, a lot of high contents. He is a high content wolf dog.
High content means more wolfy than doggy.
Yeah, so there's low, mid, and high. The low is anywhere from 1 to 49%. The mid is anywhere from 50 to, I believe, 74-ish. And then that and up would be high content. So that was cute. He is a high content. So usually in the fall, winter time, they experience what is, seasonal aggression, winter wolf syndrome. They can quite literally just have more of a switch in personality. Wolves and wolf dogs don't hit sexual maturity until at least 2 years old. And when that happens, a lot of the time, they have a very large flip in personality, regardless of them being neutered or not. So in those months...
So are these guys neutered?
I believe Kovu is, because we don't have any of our animals aren't paired with another animal that is not fixed to some sort, because we don't do breeding here. This is just forever life housing for them. And he actually came here because his owners, he had undesirable behaviors, meaning the
He's a
seasonal
wolf
aggression.
dog.
She, on the other hand,
Is a love
she is
bug.
the sweetest thing. I would love to give her attention right now, but he's going to be very naughty to me if I try.
Yeah.
She is an absolute love bug.
Are you okay, big boy?
I think she's actually a mid-content, believe it or not.
She looks more wolfy than, well, no, his face is
He's,
super wolf.
yeah, because his nose, the slope of that and
Yeah.
whatnot.
And the eyes.
But she is the sweetest thing. She still does kick his butt sometimes, though. She doesn't like her food being touched. They came from a private home. It was said for them that they were bonded, so he just needed rehoming, but said owner was like, you know, she's very bonded to him. Can you
have
take
to
her
take
too?
this.
And we were like, yeah, that's fine. So she is now here with him. She's a big sweetheart, as you
Her
can see.
tail.
Oh
I
my
know. She's
goodness.
like,
She's such a sweetie.
she's
she
a
really
total
is.
domesticated dog
She
over there.
walks. She walks on a leash.
No
We
way.
have several wolf dogs here that walk on leashes.
That's pretty cool.
It's itchy.
Oh my goodness.
He's huge, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, just like a dog. Still got him on good territory.
man,
Whoa, he
yeah.
was quick.
Wow. We have particular, like, I've never even gone in with him ever.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like me, and like sometimes that happens. We have,
But he likes others, right?
yeah, like we have particular wolf dogs here that there's certain people that they just absolutely love, and there's other people that you'll never know the reason. Quite often, it all depends on how they were brought up, things
Look
like
how
that.
she's nudging him. Like, it's okay. Oh, my
Oh my
kid.
goodness.
I just want to hug
Big
her.
grump.
I mean, they look
Such a
happy.
big grump. She's always happy. Him.
Well,
he's,
just
you know,
generally speaking, like, we've been volunteering at a lot of sanctuaries and stuff, and you always hope that everybody
She's a
looks
happy-
happy. And these guys look happy.
See, people have asked before, like, oh, do they ever try to get out? Do they ever try, to escape? Do they, literally go after you? Like, that doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
they're, they each have a decent-sized enclosure. They have things in it. They have shelter. They have trees, and for the most part, they're pretty content.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
food and water.
sweet.
She is
Oh
she's
my
like such a
goodness.
flirt,
She
right?
is. She's big flirt.
Oh.
So I believe she is around 9. Yeah, she's around 9 years old. He's about so in captivity it's up to like 15 and more.
Oh.
Out wild, I believe it's potentially up to 10, but
That
obviously in
depends on.
captivity they're getting vet care, they're getting regular meals, they're getting fresh water.
Yeah.
Oh, and they don't
they're
have to
getting-
fight for their food.
Yeah, exactly.
Or hunt.
And I was told that in the wild as well, wolves are quite terrible hunters.
What?
I had our old education person actually, and she told me, she was like, yeah, wolves are actually like really awful hunters. They usually go after sick animals because sick animals are weaker, they're slower, and they'll eat as much as they can because they don't know when their next meal is going to be.
And then so they're
So,
lazy for a hot minute
For
afterwards
these
anyways.
guys, they're on a normal schedule, so they don't have to fend for their food.
Yeah.
So they actually aren't quite good hunters. Well, ours aren't anyways. Usually if I like throw a loaf and I have an animal looking for it, I'm like, it's right there.
Hi,
You
buddy.
just can't find it. They get fed on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So they don't get fed Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But
That's why we
Wednesdays-
couldn't book 2 tours on the same day.
Wednesdays they
we
do
tried.
get bone feeds usually.
Yeah.
And then every now and then if we get like whole chickens donated or like whole turkeys, we'll do that as a feed instead of the loaves.
Ooh.
That's
So they get like a little variety
Variety.
of fun stuff to eat.
Do you guys have a regular influx of donated meat like that?
Yeah, so usually, I mean, as of right now, the game meat is not
Mhm.
happening because
Yeah.
hunting season is like officially over. But we get weekly donations of community pantry, which is just like, certain stores that have expired meat, and
But there's never like any shortage of that.
we definitely have shortages sometimes. It's just because we never know what we're gonna get in the donation batch. So we could get, this week we could get a batch and it's all super good stuff. Next week we could get a batch and half of it we can't use because it's seasoned. So it all depends. We usually try to make extra things. We keep
keeps
everything we
marking that same spot.
possibly can just in case.
That's
there's
his
one.
house. Just in case you were wondering,
Yeah,
that's
so
his
it's
house.
If this week we got so much, we save all the good stuff just in case next week we get bad stuff.
Yeah.
So that we'll have kind of that backup to continuously make sure that they
Do you
get
guys
fed.
ever have to order?
Since I've been here, we haven't, but I know that it's been a possibility just to make sure that, the animals can get fed.
Yeah.
because we save every possible itsy bitsy thing that we ever can, just so that they can
No, I
have
have to
some
get to see
stuff
that
to
when
eat.
we're going to.
So this is Leia. As you can see, her fence line is super pushed out. This is because she rubs the fence line.
Oh, she's
Probably
very,
because she, you know, she wants attention.
very
Draco is
domesticated.
surprisingly coming up here. This isn't common for him.
Hi.
So he is usually when there's people, more than one, he does not come up.
So is he high, medium, or?
So he is a high content.
I was gonna say that.
She is a low content.
No, well, yeah. Just look at her.
So he,
Just like.
I mean, if right now you can see like his tail. Usually there's certain features that you can usually point out kind of the content level. Not always, but
Oh my God,
his tail is kind of shorter than hers. The way we like to say it is that usually with the paws, the toes are kind of longer rather
And
than stubbier.
wide.
If the higher the content, it's like
Look at
everyone
you
else
got the
here
two
says
legs.
the chicken tenders versus the chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
For the
okay.
toes. Hi, sweetie. So Draco came from a home in Colorado. He was privately owned. He was someone's pet. I think that there were complaints about him howling all the time.
Oh.
So his owner did have to rehome him. Hi. Leia here. She came here with her 2 other siblings. They are up the hill a ways. She came from a shelter, I believe.
Like
Along
a dog
with
shelter?
her, I think her father, because we have her father here too. There's a lot of that stuff happening. Yeah, she was born at the shelter. Yeah, along with, you know, her dad was there, her mother was there, and her siblings. Oh, sweet girl. Leia walks on a leash. She is very, very sweet girl, as you can tell. She could do this all day long if she really wanted to. Oh, sweet lady, I know. Oh, sweet girl. And here we go get the Draco. See, as you can tell, Draco is, he's less
Back
social.
asleep.
I think that, you know, like, he did come from a private home, but that's the whole thing of, you know, once they hit a certain age,
They become
it's
wolves.
just, it flips. You know, he could be the most social puppy, super socialized as a puppy.
In captivity, or not captivity, in the home
I
form?
think Draco, it doesn't say here, but
How long has he been here for?
he's been here, he's had to have been here a few years. I want to say
2017.
yeah.
At
Say
2 years
4 or
old.
5, yeah, because he's about 7 right now, I think. Yeah, he's 7. Miss
His
Leia
natural
is
behavior began
5.
to create a problem for them.
He's not bad though. Like I go in with them and he wants to, like, if I'm giving her attention, he'll come up and check her out and he'll try to like initiate play with her because she's getting attention from me. If I have anything fun, like if I have paper, I was in there the other day with a clipboard and a paper and he came up and tried taking it from me.
Aw.
Because it's a fun thing.
Yeah.
So
It's a toy.
exactly. You want to come up too? Come here. Welcome back in.
Oh my goodness, these guys are
Come say hi? You
cute.
don't want to? No? Okay, that's fine. So Sarkin is believe it or not, he's a high content. He doesn't necessarily look as high content as Draco, but from what I've learned is that it really, I feel like you can have a low and you can have a high, and the low content could potentially pull more like wolfy traits than the high could, because Sarkin is significantly smaller than Draco. Sarkin, this is Katniss. They are a bonded pair. They came bonded. He came from, I believe.
Katniss, Hunger Games.
Mhm.
Nice.
They both came from a private home. He was brought here due to same thing as Kovu. It's just undesirable behaviors. They hit that certain age, the switch happens. Sarkin's he's not super social, but he's not super
Unsocial.
distant. Like he usually, right now he's not, but usually he'll come up and he'll get pets from me. But his issue is more or less, he can't really decide whether he wants to be super sweet or if he wants to be a big tough boy. So he'll come over and he'll get pets, but then he'll
I was just thinking that myself.
he'll growl, and then I'll stop petting him, and then he'll whine. So it's kind of like he's unsure. Because Kovu was doing the same thing. I don't know if anyone noticed, but when I walked away from Kovu,
Yeah.
he was whining at the corner.
Yeah, like he
But if
wanted
I
you.
approach him, he's growly.
I love you. I don't love you.
It's very,
I want you. I don't want
I don't,
you.
exactly. It's very weird. Katniss is definitely a bit more distant.
Katniss is beautiful.
She's a
Yeah.
gorgeous, gorgeous girl. She really is. Sarkin's a pretty boy. If you just come over here, but you don't want to.
Hey, big guy.
And this pen right here, this actually comes up.
Is that how you can get?
He gets fed in there.
Ah.
So we have certain pairs where one has
aggressive.
to be shifted into a separate area or else they'll steal their companion's food.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows the drill.
Most dogs.
Exactly. Like, he knows the drill just like that. He knows every feeding day his loaf gets put in here. He goes in, Katniss gets hers. So he knows the routine really well. And this also helps with if we needed to do like a vet visit. If he needed to see the vet, if we needed to capture her, to bring her to the vet, and we needed to move him. It's super, super helpful for that.
The animals that have, you know, they're getting older, the hip achy, right, you know, all the stuff. Do you do specific supplements or?
Yeah, so we have a solid half of our animals are reaching senior years.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We have every day, there is one person, a staff member, an intern that is assigned to doing morning meds and afternoon meds. So a lot of our animals get like joint supplements, pain meds, pain supplements. Kiska, you want to come say hi?
Oh, look at that pretty girl.
So Kiska and ZB actually just came to us this past fall. Hopefully she'll walk over here by the time I'm done saying things. But they came from actually a facility in New York. The facility, they did lose their licensing to have them, so they did have to rehome them and come here. Kiska, I believe, is... Are you going to come sit? No, you're not. Okay, I thought you were going to get up, but you're not. Kiska's about 8. ZB is super handsome. I wish I could see him right now. ZB is about 13. He did raise Kiska from being a puppy. They were at one point ambassador animals, but we don't do ambassador work here just because, I mean...
What does that mean?
So we did before, so we did,
people.
like years ago, we had an Arctic wolf. He was an ambassador wolf, meaning he would be brought out, greet people, say hi to people, people could pet him and all that good stuff. But we don't do ambassador work anymore because we don't really want to have to force them to come out and just say hi to all the people if they really don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, you know.
And clearly they do what they want to do around here.
Yeah. They,
you have
and,
no
like,
control.
No, and like we respect their
Beta.
boundaries 100%. Like we're not going to force them to do anything. If they don't want to say hi, we don't make them say hi.
Yeah.
They don't want to go on a walk, we don't make them go on a walk. It's very big, we're very big on respecting their boundaries and what they tell us because it's just...
Well, there's no training them.
No. I mean, we do training here with some of our animals. I know that Leia does sit. We have her siblings do sit and paw and whatnot. We do try, like, the animals that do go on walks, we make sure that we say collar and face when we put collars on them to just let them know, like, this is what we're doing. We're going to go on a walk. Nothing more. They're good kids. Kiska is another animal that does experience the winter wolf syndrome because they are both very high contents. I really wish ZB would come down because he is absolutely beautiful. But she just gets a little bit testy with the boundaries. I believe her old keeper was a man. So usually if a male is in there, she gets extra amped, extra excited, and that's when she decides to test boundaries a little bit more. Every single one of our enclosures, we go into them. We have shovels and hose outside every single enclosure. So every time I go in, I bring one or both just in case, because it sets a boundary. Because we have certain animals that are still kind of babies and they don't understand that, like, you can't jump on me, you can't grab my clothes. So usually when you set that boundary, it teaches them, like, okay, I'm not really supposed to be grabbing your clothes like that.
I mean, everything is so clean. I'm going to assume they poop like everybody else.
Yeah, so we do daily cleaning.
Yeah.
Every day we go into the enclosures because all of us are assigned enclosures.
So based on who likes you and doesn't...
The staff and interns, we all get assigned an enclosure, and every morning we do animal care. So we go in, we clean up poop, we give them fresh water, or we clean up like cardboard because, you know, from enrichment they get boxes and stuff like that. So cleaning is daily here.
So the cardboard, do you like hide stuff in that, or what do you do for that?
Yeah, so it kind of depends. We can like use cardboard boxes, put like cheese in it, hot dogs in it. Sometimes.
Hot dogs. Can we bring you hot dogs tomorrow?
Oh sure, yeah.
Yay!
Definitely.
Oh my God, those things have been in our fridge.
So there is no barrier gates back here. All I ask is that you don't stick your fingers through.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that's pretty.
If I do, I deserve what I get, right? Look at his goat. I want to pluck.
The little white one is Torito. And then this brown one right here, that is Yue. Yue is a low content wolf dog.
Really?
Yeah,
she's huge.
Yeah, I know. I always
She's
when
bigger.
I first came here, I was like, "Who is this cute little girl?" And they were like, "Oh, that's the male." I was like, "Oh, he looks like a little teddy bear." So Kirito, this little white one, he is actually 10 years old. Yue is 4. So Kirito, he came from 2 homes prior. They rehomed him basically because he was just too much to handle. He is a really good boy. He's super simple, honestly. Oh God, he's so cute. Yue, she is definitely a bit more skeptical. I mean, yeah, she's huffing and puffing. I'm actually surprised she's not louder right now. She's definitely more unsocial than he is. She came from a home in Ohio, along with her father, who is up the line a little bit ways, and her father's companion, who is suspected to be her mother, but we don't know for sure. The family went through a divorce, I believe, and they did have to be rehomed, and that's why Yue is here. And I was told that when they introduced these two, Yue absolutely fell in love with him, and they've been together ever since.
Hi, Bubba's.
As you can see, his nose is a little bit pinky right there. We have a lot of animals that, especially the lighter colored ones, that in the summertime, they experience a lot of that on their nose.
Like they sunburn?
It gets crunchy, and yeah.
Mowgli.
He's very handsome, but I'm hoping he'll potentially walk a little forward. I don't know if you can see him. He's right over here.
Oh, wow.
That's Mowgli.
He's huge.
He is a high content. He is one of our bigger animals.
Okay, I'm not going to put my finger in, but just... Oh my goodness gracious, he's gorgeous. I can't.
I don't know where Agana is, his companion Agana. Oh, she's over here laying down in the shade.
They blend. Oh, hi there. Shrimp. She is like bigger than him. Or is that just me?
He is one of our, I believe he is one of our larger animals.
Yeah. Pretty
Agana,
massive.
well, Mowgli is 4 years old. Agana, believe it or not, she is around 13. Which isn't too bad. But Mowgli came here. Hi, Bubba.
Please start out. I know.
He's so freaking cute.
Tail wagging and everything.
Mowgli just came from a private home because they found his behaviors to be a little bit more undesirable.
That's Mowgli?
That's Mowgli.
He is handsome.
He did.
Did they all come in with the names, or did you guys rename them, or?
Some of them came with their names. Some of them we did rename. I think Mowgli came with his name, and I believe Agana came with hers as well. They were actually just introduced, I think last year. I could be very, very wrong about that. But they are to me, they're one of the cutest pairs. They're very, very adorable. They flirt a lot. But Mowgli is, again, he is one of our higher maintenance animals, meaning only certain people are allowed in with him because he will test certain boundaries. Because he does also experience the winter wolf syndrome as well. It's very, very common in our high content males.
Yeah.
And then Kiska, she is one of our higher content females. She experiences it as well.
Look how he just protected her.
Yeah, she is very... She's not super social compared to him. He's not all that social either, but she's actually tried coming up to the fence for me before, and he will not let her.
He won't let her.
He says, no, this is my woman.
You do
Don't
not touch her.
Hi, sweet girl.
Oh my God.
So, this little black one right here, she is definitely my favorite one ever.
Oh my God, those two look very friendly.
They actually were just paired last week.
No way.
Yep.
So it's going good, I hope?
So, So she has been here for maybe a month or 2. He just got here around a week and a half ago. Wow. This is Aragorn. He is very, very new. And then this is Beans.
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 Oh my gosh.
Oh my
She
God.
is, I believe,
She just
I have her on here
God,
somewhere.
I just want to get a back scratcher.
She gets very protective over people,
Look
just
how
a little bit, and
cute.
I think she has a little bit of barrier pressure, so that's why she corrects him. She is around 2, and he is around 1.
She's
They both
mama.
came from private homes. They are, regardless of that nasty face she made to him,
Oh no.
they are a very cute pair. She
You should
she
see our
does
two
wear
dogs.
the pants. A lot of the females in our pairs wear the pants.
Not surprised.
She is so sweet. She is my favorite thing. Sweet, sweet girl. He's a sweet, sweet boy as well. They're both very, very social. They are both high contents.
They are high
Even though,
content.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, where did they come from? I was too distracted by the cuteness.
She came from Texas. She came from a home in Texas. Him, I believe, where did he come from? 'Cause he just got here last week. I have to check with someone because he's not on any of the lists yet. He's not on the website yet. He's not on
He's brand new,
anything
baby.
yet because he's brand new.
Look at the size of their paws.
But he's not from very far at all.
Hey, what
And
you
usually,
doing?
and I don't know if you can see with her, but her legs,
Are very bowed out.
they're very, very, for wolf dogs, for higher contents,
I was gonna
it's actually like when their elbows kind of touch in like that,
Mhm.
it's more the higher content, because on your normal dog, you can stick your hand all the way through under their chest.
Yeah.
But for higher content wolves and
Not
wolf
so much.
dogs, when like it's that close together, it's usually the higher the content.
Huh.
I'm gonna say there's some kind of defense mechanism that go with that.
Hi, pretty girl.
She is gorgeous.
I know, sweetie pie. Hi, baby.
They're very social, these guys. Hi.
I love you so much. I know. I'm
Oh my God, I just want to pet her.
Well, tell him.
So what is the I've seen that in dogs where they kind of kiss or lick the inside of the mouth. Is
That's
that just
submission.
like a submissive?
So for
listen to
these
that.
two,
Yeah.
she has a little bit of barrier frustration. So when he approaches the fence with her there,
Yeah.
She gets
I believe
mad.
it's partially her getting like sad that he's in her space, or if she's getting attention from someone, she's
Look
like,
how
no,
cute she
that's
is.
my attention.
I want to pet her.
honey.
This is torture. I'm sorry, big girl. I would. They won't let me.
And he takes it from her too. Like she corrects him all the time.
I
He's just
know.
like,
It's
yeah,
adorable.
whatever. It's
She's
just-
not really aggressive about it, and he's totally like, okay,
They
I'm
were
sorry.
a one and done pair. We usually
He doesn't even lift his leg. I mean, he's
He's
totally
not a big boy
submissive.
yet.
Oh, gotcha. You
Well, I mean,
babies.
my corner. This is Denahi. He is Yue's father.
Yue.
Yue is that little brown with the little white fluffy one down there.
Yes.
So this is. They look. Their colors
Gotcha.
are
They
very
really
similar.
do. You're no joke on that one.
Yeah. This is. How old are you?
It says, careful Aragon. What does that mean?
He was 11.
He's 11?
Yeah.
You don't look her acting girl.
Damn.
No, he doesn't. He is probably one of our
Oh,
more
but the
social
mud.
animals.
Why'd you go mud? Oh, you don't have to go on the couch. It's okay.
Denahi is a mid-content wolf dog, and then Alu, she is right over here, kind of behind the fence line. She is a high content.
He's convinced you got treats.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he's very food motivated.
Yeah,
he is one of our
clearly.
seriously food motivated animals.
We can tell the difference between food motivated
Yeah,
and...
he gets put in here to eat his food
Yeah.
in the mornings because he will take food from her.
What's her name? She's gorgeous.
So there's Alu,
Alu.
and then Denahi.
He thinks the camera's food.
They came with Yue from a private home in Ohio. So they've been here for a while. I believe she's.
I like their enclosure. They got the hills, the
Oh, their
rocks.
enclosure is
Is a nice one.
cleaning in there. Whew.
Oh, I
What
can
is it?
imagine.
What kind of content for?
He's mid,
Okay.
and then Alu is a high content. Hi, I know, I love you. This is not food, it's paper. I'm sorry, I don't want
He's
to
like, I'll take paper too.
Oh, sweet, sweet boy. Denahi walks on a leash as well.
Oh, that's the first male.
He's a bit of a pulley, a strong walker, but,
Yeah.
but he's a good boy about
How
it.
much does he weigh?
Oh gosh.
I was gonna say how much generally speaking.
I think he.
That white one is gorgeous.
Oh gosh. I
She's so
wanna say
dainty,
He
huh?
has to be in like the 88.
Seriously?
Maybe a little under. It's in the 44 to 88 range, I think, because I only know that because I gave out preventatives yesterday, and that's the
Gotcha.
weight ranges for them. But this is Cinder, and then that over there is Taya.
Taya is a beaut.
Cinder was his story is that He was
It's okay.
roaming around freely in Arizona.
Uh-oh.
He was actually coming up onto a man's porch and like saying hi to his dogs every here and then, and the guy was like, I'm pretty sure this is a wolf dog, so we need to do something about this. But it was suspected that Cinder was in a home, and he
Got
either
abandoned.
escaped, or two, he just had someone who dumped him, I guess.
I was gonna say, if he escaped, somebody'd be looking. Somebody would have known.
Yeah, Cinder is a high content, and Taya is also a high content.
She's gorgeous.
She is incredibly inbred a little bit.
Really?
I'm very surprised that she's right here right now, because she's very, very sketchy about groups of people, new things. She abandoned at a doggy daycare in San Diego, California.
I read that doggy daycare. How would you take?
I think a rehabber took her in and kind of
Tried.
As you can see right now, she's got a little bit of a limp. We're treating that because she does a lot of fence fighting with her neighbors. Yeah, we have particular fight wire, we call it, between every single enclosure,
Just
so
in
that
case.
injuries between animals don't happen, so that they can still like see each other through, like kind of like run. They usually run up and down the fence lines with each other.
Talk rough.
So yeah, exactly. But there's an extra piece of wiring in there so that no one can get like their toenails. Really? Yes. So these tubs right here, every single enclosure, I think except for a few, have those splash tubs, because in the summertime when it gets hotter, we just kind of give them those so that they have
She is like,
they have access to be able to cool off, lay down in it. We have one animal at the top of the hill in particular that is absolutely obsessed with her. So this is Motaki.
Oh my God, he's gorgeous.
And then that is...
He's like a lassie wolf dog. Hi. What is she doing?
She's also a bit... She actually just came here.
How the heck do you guys keep those nails? Oh, they climb. Never mind.
She's around 4 years old.
Hi, pretty girl.
Severo is around 9. Motaki also came from a private home. She had to be rehomed because it was either rehome or a euthanasia. In her case, she did bite a child because said child stuck his arm in and without like warning for it, and it spooked her. So
then
she reacted. So she did come here. Mr. Severo, he also came from a private home. His story is a bit weirder. He was in about an enclosure that was about 10 by 10, which is small, for about 6 years. He lived untouched.
Sorry.
People were, you're fine. People were just, they didn't want to come up to him. They didn't want to socialize with him because I think they were nervous. So he's also incredibly inbred. He is he is also limping. He is getting treated for that. He has a bit of neurotic tendencies because he did live in such a small space for as long as he did.
6 years?
Yeah.
God.
He is getting much more confident, much more social. They are one of my primary enclosures right now, and he comes up to me very quickly, but he's very unsure of how to like socialize with people without snapping or biting or something. Like he'll come up and he'll sniff hands, but he doesn't really know what he's supposed to do, so he either just like retreats or he does like a little air snap because he's nervous. But he's getting much better.
She seems to be incredibly friendly.
She is.
Hi, poor girl.
She's very
She's so pretty.
She is. She's gorgeous.
She's like dainty.
She's gorgeous girl. So Severo is a high content, as I'm sure he kind of looks it.
Yeah, he does.
Motaki is a mid. She's a tiny lady.
She is a tiny lady. Whoa, is that the black one you were talking about?
That is Lobo.
Lobo.
He is...
Lobo.
He's not super social. Him and his companion.
He's the wolf you see in the woods and you say, holy
yeah.
shit, get the hell out of here.
Him and his companion are one of my favorites. I really love going in with them. They're not super social, but I want to work on them being social. Especially him, because he is very much under-socialized than his companion is.
He's gorgeous.
He really is. I love him.
Those eyes are piercing.
Oh yeah, it's his normal. It's weird, but it's normal.
They blend like nobody's beeswax.
So that's Kenai right there.
Oh
little black
my
fluffer one.
goodness.
And then
Oh,
his socks.
hi. Dude, they so blend.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
y'all are dangerous.
He, as you can see, he is blowing his coat very hard. Very fluffy. I want to pluck him too.
I can't see that well. Hi. I'm sorry, I won't come closer.
Hi, you several making that noise? That's weird.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Socks is a high concept. I don't know if you can tell, but her feet are massive.
They're huge.
She has massive, massive feet.
Like, if she were a cartoon, she'd be Scar in Lion King.
Oh, several.
Look at him.
So she also came from a private home. She was also housed in a space that was
Way too small.
way too small for her. So she did, because of that, she kind of developed some unwanted behaviors. She got a little bit neurotic with it, but she's a very happy girl now, living in, they have a very large enclosure.
Yeah.
Kenai, you're being so brave.
Is he
I
normally
love it.
scared?
He's usually not super, super social.
What if he lowered?
Oh my goodness. So we are coming up on one of our witness protection animals, so
Okay.
I do have to ask that you guys don't videotape or take pictures. Carefully look at everything before like putting
Them together.
Just
How
make sure
long does
that-
the intro
Do you
last?
do like a mock thing?
Yeah, so depending on like the confidence of if it'll work out, we take into consideration like both animals' personalities, their ages, the whole nine, and usually we'll do like a play date type thing. So if an animal is walkable, we'll walk them past the enclosure of the
And
other
see
animal
what
and see how they
happens.
react. Sometimes we'll put them in like the shift so they can interact through the fence.
Mhm.
And then if we're confident enough, then we put them in an enclosure together, and we usually have the whole team like outside the enclosure watching with like, we have
Water
whistles,
hoses and stuff.
we have things that make noise, we have the hose hooked up usually. Things that if it does go wrong, we can stop it immediately. But since I've been here, that's never happened. We've done a lot of new intros, and it's usually never happened because
So much
usually
care
'cause we
goes into
can
it.
Analyze each animal's behavior and how they are, and usually make sure that it's going to work out before we're attempting it.
How often is one just kind of alone for a while? Like for a length of time till...
Kind of depends on if we have like intake requests for new rescues, depending on how many single animals we have, because we usually never have a single animal, but if someone's companion passes away, it's
Then you
usually
do.
like, okay, do we have an enclosure to put a new rescue to get this animal a companion, or do we have another single animal that can be put with them?
Yeah.
So as it like right now, Luna is alone. We have plans, we have another single male here that we plan to see if they could go together, but it usually doesn't last too long. Since I've been here, we had a lot of deaths this past winter just due to like age.
Everybody was kind of coming of age, right?
It was rough, but we usually try not to have them be alone for longer than I think like a month, because usually after an animal passes, like
They get so depressed.
I think it gives them a little bit of time to grieve and like be alone instead of just like throwing them into be like, hey, here's this new animal.
So I've been staying just down the road, which is awesome because I get to hear them at night
Oh,
and in
nice.
the morning. And my friend that lives down there was talking about that when there is a loss, that the wolf will just silently
Yeah.
be the only one that's
It happens often. Usually
crying or howling or...
Usually, so in the wintertime, usually like when an animal passes, all of them sound off. Some like they all howl an immense amount as it is, but like usually you can. It sounds weird, but you can sometimes hear the difference almost.
Yeah.
So it's like in the wintertime when we would have things like that happen, or we could hear it, I'd be like, there's no way that someone just died again. There's no way. And then you come in and there's an animal that's sick, or they're going, and they do that though. We have. It sounds insane because people are like, oh, no way, that's a real thing. Like when their companion dies, they do it, and I'm like, no, like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like they all sound off, or the one sounds off, and then it gets the rest of the mouse going. It's sad, it really is, because usually if an animal does pass, we leave. Obviously, we don't leave the body in there for like an immense amount of time, but usually we give them a few minutes to like do what they need to do,
Yeah,
say their goodbyes, and then leave it at that.
I'm guessing on the other side of this fence is not your property.
It is kind of like, so we have a lot of property going around this. It's just this fence is our perimeter fence.
To make sure
So
nobody
that,
gets out.
say an animal gets out, they're only going to be in this perimeter. And we're going to know that they're in here. Plus, if they get outside the perimeter.
Do you guys have anything like cameras around the property or anything that would notify you if one did get out?
Yeah.
Or someone on property?
I'm pretty sure that would make a ruckus enough to wake somebody up.
Right now, we don't have cameras or anything like that, but we have, so like I said, every morning and like afternoon, we have people that do meds, but it's required that every afternoon meds, the person that goes around the whole property, they have to check every single enclosure, make sure every enclosure is locked properly, make sure every animal is alive and well, and make sure that every single perimeter lock is locked. So we have like daily protocols to make sure
that doesn't happen.
Is
Does anyone
tip-top
stay
shape.
on site or?
No, but so a part of this property is, that's Crow, by the way. Part of this property is that it spreads. So we do own property going that way, and there is housing on that property that staff lives in.
Gotcha. Okay.
So all of our staff and interns live basically right here.
Yeah, and
I live like across the road from the sanctuary. There's staff that lives on houses that are right here. So we have people that are here, not here 24/7, but
there's
like
always
that man that
somebody.
we just passed, he lives right there, right across the way as well. Usually he has a pretty good sense of when things are happening or if an animal's out and stuff like that. He has been here for, I believe, nearly 30 years now.
Holy cow.
So
Almost from the beginning.
so this is Crow right here. Crow is a high content.
Whoa, I got
Honey
very
is
close to
little
that.
one right there. She is a bit more,
Low content.
she's a bit more shy. Yeah, we call her what is like a low no, meaning she's very low content to the point where she may or may not have
Any wolf in her?
nothing, but she's super shy. So so Crow is around 8 years old. He came from Fur Farm with Bear. They did come with a few others. We did have an animal prior to here. We had Chiricahua. He came with him. Chira did pass away in the wintertime due to unknown liver failure. But because Chira did live in this enclosure with them, but they were bred for their furs because, as you can tell, they're not that small. Crow's a pretty decent size.
He's huge, yeah.
And his coat is
thick
amazing.
as heck, yeah.
He has a beautiful, beautiful coat. His coloring is, well, I remember Chira had kind of what looked like that orangish type coloring that Severo kind of has. So they are beautiful kids. Crow, I think he has the potential to be social. I think he's been social with some keepers in the past.
But
they're just so particular.
Yeah,
And like I
he's
said,
got nobody right now.
You'll never know why. Like Leo loves George, that guy that we did pass earlier, but it's not like he'll really love other people. Mowgli loves my boss, but there's other people that he
won't
visually,
touch.
you can tell, he's just like, no.
Hi. What you doing, Crow?
Brave boy.
Come here.
He's being very, very brave.
No.
No.
Come here. Oh, yeah. Hi, big boy. That voice always gets them. Hi, good guy. You can pretend you're smelling stuff. We know you're watching me. Oh, my God. I want him.
Honey girl.
Come here.
Being brave.
She's so cute.
Being brave.
She's almost like got like an old lady face. Hi.
You're being so brave.
What you doing, big boy? Did you know I like giving belly rubs? I'm not gonna try. Oh, I laughed. Hi, big boy. Oh my God, he got so close to me.
I know.
Hi.
I know, Bubba's.
He's like, he looks like he just woke up from a night of partying.
I love him.
Did you get a little stoned last night? Oh my God, he looks like butter. Right? Okay, I go back to sleep now.
That is his training rock right there, the one that has all the raven poop, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
We do training with him on that rock usually. He knows that as his station.
Oh.
And we actually have an entrance to his enclosure around the back. So when you go into his enclosure through the back gate, he knows that that means training.
Oh.
So she's a low content? I think she said low
So
though.
his training is basically sits and like being gentle with taking treats because he does get hand fed through the fence.
Oh,
All the animals, they get thawed bags as well. They get hand fed through the fence, and it usually just teaches him, you know, either go slower,
Take gentle.
be a little bit gentle.
It's okay to do photo with this.
Yes. And Kabbalah used to be a higher maintenance animal. They had concerns with him because he was, I think, just like grabbing people's ankles from the back, just for the heck of it. He does not like unknown objects coming in. Meaning if we have like a wheelbarrow in there to put dirt in a hole, he's
not okay
gonna be
with
happy
it.
about it. He's a very gentle boy though.
What kind of content?
Socks is a high content.
Is she
She looks a
really?
little small, but her feet
Yeah,
Are
are the
huge.
most massive thing.
They're huge.
Kenai is a low content. You usually can tell because, so Socks's tail will never go like up and curl and whatnot. His tail curves. When he has it up, it kind of curls like a chow.
That's right.
Please do that again.
Bro, that's right.
What was that all about?
They're barking like a dog.
I was gonna ask, do they do the whole dog bark thing?
Some of them do.
Yeah?
Wolves never will.
I was gonna
Not a
say,
thing.
they just howl, nothing
just-
else.
Because it's like our high contents, like Irwin, Mowgli, Kovu, you'll never hear them bark. Severo is a high content, and he does do that, but he is also a little,
Weird.
yes. Like I said, he is a little
Special.
inbred. He's
He's been dropped on his head a couple
He's
times.
a special boy. He is his very special boy. So this is Zeppelin.
He is gorgeous.
He is a high content.
Oh my goodness,
Oh
look at that pretty
He
boy.
is a bit more shy, but we're working
Look
on
at your water.
socialization.
He pooped in his water.
Ah!
Why would you poop in your water? Well, not the drinking water,
So as you can see, his water bucket is lifted for that reason.
because he poops in it.
Yes.
So that's his MO.
Yes. Because his previous home, they were like, listen, he poops and pees in his water. So we were like, okay, well, that's not going to happen every day. So his water bucket is lifted.
Hi.
But his splash tub is going to be a bit of a problem because he likes to go in there.
Well, it's not like you can lift the splash tub.
No. So,
beautiful.
Who's with him?
he was my primary enclosure for a while. He has the potential to be social. It's just the fact that forward contact.
What's
he
for?
is curious about. So he wants to come say hi from behind. He
Ooh.
very much wants to approach me from the back, but I
That's
do
kinda
not.
scary.
I don't trust him
Yeah.
to not have eyes on him at all times.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of our bigger rules here. Usually, if you're going to be in an enclosure with a higher maintenance animal, like you need to make sure you have eyes on them the
At
whole
all the
time. Make sure
time.
you know where they are. Because regardless of an animal
Is he
that I
alone?
know isn't going to hurt me, I still want to know where they are. Because sometimes we have animals that like they'll bury bones and you're not going to know that there's a bone there.
And they might all of a
And they
sudden-
might know that it's there and you're on top of it and they're like, mm-mm. So that's Foxy, as I was talking about earlier. She's kind of an older lady. You'll tell her,
She's
Foxy.
so pretty.
Tell him.
She's like, I'm tired now. I sit to howl. She is so little.
Yeah, that is all of our animals. Yeah, there is exactly 60 right now. And more to come usually, because half of them are seniors and whatnot.
So when you volunteer, like what kind of things do you get to do?
We have no idea.
Like when
I have
somebody
no idea either.
volunteers.
For volunteers, I don't know. We haven't had volunteers in a hot second.
Oh,
Really?
So yeah, like it's always been us interns. But honestly, we haven't had volunteers in so long. I think right now it's the campground stuff. So we are working on clearing our campground of anything that is 4 feet and under due to fire hazards.
Sure.
There's a lot of dead trees. There's things that are super low to the ground, and with the wind being like how it is right now, and with the fires being like how they are, it's like super top priority for us to clear that.
Yeah.
Plus, people do want to use the campground, but we need to make sure that it's safe,
yeah.
especially since we have animals. So I think that's our main thing right now is
I feel like I
the
remember her
campground
saying
stuff.
that they need the campground help with
Yeah,
getting
we're
the
just like,
campground ready.
I know George he's been cutting things, but it's a matter of like cleaning it up and bringing it to our burn pile because
We're good at that.
we're really, really hoping that fires don't happen up here, where we're going to do everything we can to make
I
sure
feel like
fires don't
we've been
happen.
running away from fires since Texas.
Yeah, I know my boss, she has like there's like an app you can get, I'm not sure what it is, but it shows you like active fires
okay.
like all over. So
Yeah.
she like looks at that daily to make sure that we're not in super high risk, or that there's none that are super close to us, because we are kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
So
no.
if you were to high risk, what would what would happen?
So
Yeah, it's not like you can
as
just...
of right now,
Like, what's your plan?
it's really hard to come up with a plan
Yeah.
for if fires happen, because we are so remote that it's like fire department would be tough. There is a fire department down the road, but I couldn't tell you how immediate it would be. As of right now, we're just trying to make sure that we clear out any dead trees.
Yeah.
We
so
have
the fire can
water.
skip you guys kind of thing.
Yeah, and like we have a water truck.
Because
that
there's
has
no
a
getting
water
these
truck
guys in
on it.
crates and hauling them anywhere.
No.
Down
And
almost
there's-
the perimeter.
So
Potentially.
basically, we talked about it the other day, because like we technically don't really have like a fire plan, but the other day we kind of went over protocols to see what we would do if fires happened, and she basically said that we would just soak the ground
Yeah.
outside of where the fire is happening.
Yeah.
We have fire extinguishers, we have spigots and hoses everywhere, but worst comes to worst, to just absolutely soak the ground, because it is so dry right now
Yeah.
that it's
Any kind of spark with the wind.
It
flying.
just
with
goes.
this wind being like how it is, it's a lot to think about. It's scary, especially since we do have so many animals. But plus,
There's-
I mean, we have the perimeter, we have a lot of people nearby, we have the water truck. So hopefully we don't ever have to use a fire
Yeah,
plan.
hopefully.
But
Always good to have one, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you have one and you just never have to use it.
that's good,
Yep.
definitely.
So when you volunteered at different places, like what kind of activities have you done? Or
Dear God, everything. From
Everything.
building goat houses to doing dog baths to...
Yeah.
Ooh.
To
Wow.
just-
We aren't really limiting where we're volunteering. It's just any animal sanctuary. So we've been to vegan farms. We've been to lots of dog shelters. We're gonna come here. Where else have we been?
We're looking for a donkey place.
Yeah, we were gonna go to a donkey.
I have a donkey. I love donkeys. I do. I love him. He would lose, but he would definitely try to stomp all these wolves.
Oh my god.
But he would lose. He would lose big time.
for the experience or just like for what you do?
So we're actually trying to start
Okay.
a rescue when we get back home. So we're on this it's a super long story, but we're on this 1.5 year long road trip.
See
We're in
what
an
we
Airstream.
Like, or-
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I
Hence
love
the
that.
filming. We're actually doing a YouTube channel.
Oh,
Not that we're
nice.
popular, but we are going to make a video of this.
But we were just starting out.
And since we knew we wouldn't necessarily be able to see the wolves, is why we decided to do the tour and then come back to
Hey,
volunteer.
like you're here tomorrow, you're here Sunday. Who knows what you guys will bump into if.
How was that, Rihanna?
It was freaking phenomenal, man.
It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of wolves and coyotes. Coyotes are scary. And the guy's dog ran out. That was funny. Okay, well, we'll be back tomorrow to come clean the campground.